Hello everybody. Today I am going to talk about whether or not college athletes should be paid. Most people don't even know that there are 5 different divisions when it comes to collegiate athletics, and each division has their own unique rules. The first is NCAA Division 1. According to ncaa.org, last accessed on April 25th, 2020, Division 1 is the most popular, they have the most abundance of scholarships, and they provide the most money to their athletic association. The second is NCAA Division 2. This is from the same source. Those athletes are competitive and skilled. They give out partial scholarships at the D2 level, which is part academic and part athletic. There's more balance of academics and athletics, and they don't put as much money into their athletic programs. The next is Division 3, which is what Wesleyan is. Division 3 athletes purely play for the love of the game because there are no athletic scholarships given. That allows more time to focus on academics at the D3 level. The fourth is NAIA. NAIA stands for National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. Those athletes are skilled, they play for the love of the game, but they can get money. There are roughly 77,000 student athletes at the NAIA level. They spend 60% less on athletics than NCAA, but they do provide $800 million worth of scholarships. This is all from NAIA.org. Last accessed on April 25th, 2020. The fifth and final division is NJCAA, National Junior College Athletic Association. At the junior college level, athletes play for 2 years, but then they can go on to a higher division or to pro, depending on their eligibility. It is usually cheaper because it's only 2 years. The schools at this level participate in D1, D2, or D3, but it's still at the junior college level. The rules just correspond to NCAA. Therefore, that results in a variation of money even within one division. As you can see, there are many aspects to look at when discussing this issue, but I'd like to explore both sides of the controversial issue, whether or not college athletes should get paid. The first is, yes, they should get paid. They are very popular, they bring in money for their school, therefore they should benefit in some way. Name, image, and likeness is the first way that they could benefit. This is a right of publicity. There have been many meetings brought up about this controversial issue of name, image, and likeness, but according to the article, Now is the Time to Think About NCAA Name, Image, and Likeness by Brooks Austin, published on March 4th, 2020 in Sports Illustrated, the least complex way is for people to benefit from name, image, and likeness. This is a big deal today because social media. Many athletes come into school with popularity and followers, and they can't benefit from that. Well, with this name, image, and likeness rule, athletes would be able to promote themselves to those followers and make money off their popularity. According to the same source, another way is through a brand. So athletes would have to come up with their own brand to make merchandise, and then they would be able to benefit financially from that merchandise that they sell. As I previously stated in the intro, Division 1 schools pour in a lot of money to their athletic program, which results in large media contracts. And those large media contracts are televised, which gives money back to the school. And they televise the most popular sports, which are football and men's basketball. Those sports also bring in giant crowds of people, and the people that come spend money on concessions, tickets, merchandise, so all of that money goes back to the school as well. Therefore, there would be a way to pay college athletes. According to unigo.com, last accessed on April 25th, 2020, sports are a huge time commitment and almost like a full-time job. A study done in 2005 and 2006 by NCAA, yes, it's kind of dated, but it's still really relevant today. It says most time was spent on academics and athletics. At the D1 level, 37.3 hours were spent on academics, while 35.4 were spent on athletics. At the D2 level, 35.9 hours on academics and 33 hours on athletics. And at the D3 level, 39.1 hours on academics and 30.3 hours on athletics weekly. There was also no difference between in-season and off-season, so this means college athletes should get paid because they do not have enough time to hold a job, play their sport, and go to school. I know this is all talking about NCAA, but there was not much information on NAIA and NJCAA at this time. While there are several reasons collegiate athletes should be paid, there is definitely controversy when it comes to the opposing side of this argument, which is college athletes should not be paid. When deciding this, money and scholarships influenced the decision. NCAA quoted, "The opportunity to play sports in college is a privilege, but we often forget taking part in collegiate athletics is a choice." This is saying that college athletes should not be paid because they choose to play their sport and spend that time there. Like I also mentioned in the intro, each division is very unique. So they vary in scholarships that are given, eligibility of athletes, number of athletes, revenue they bring in, which makes it very difficult to say, yes, athletes should be paid. Therefore, at this time, college athletes should not be paid. Another big reason is college is different than pro. And many people choose their college based on how it feels, the atmosphere and experience, which are atop the list. According to the article, Momentum to Pay College Athletes Keeps Building by Brian Goff, published on September 26, 2019 on Forbes.com, Division I is similar to professional, especially at the football and men's basketball level. They say that crowds, media, sponsors, revenue, coaches' salaries are all very similar between college and pro, but the only difference is college athletes cannot be paid. So to keep that difference, college athletes should not be paid. Also, there's too much controversy with this issue. So it just means that they shouldn't be paid. There's controversy at the division level and the sport level. So, like I said, Division I brings in the most revenue, while Division III, they don't even get scholarships. So Division I athletes who get scholarships and bring in the most money could potentially get that scholarship and bring in money and be paid double. This results in some athletes being paid millions and some being paid none, which is just really unequal at the division level, but is also very unequal at the specific sport level too. Like I said, men's basketball and football are very popular, so that revenue they bring in from crowds, popularity, and the media, that would all go towards them, resulting in those athletes to be paid the most and some to be paid none. This exhibits unequal pay at the sport level and division level as well. So as you can see, both sides of this argument have supporting reasons for why or why not college athletes should be paid. I would like to now open this up for discussion, but I want you to remember that there are two sides to this argument. Athletes can be paid due to their name, image, and likeness, as well as time commitment, but they could also not be paid because they choose to play, they receive scholarships. College should be different than pro, and there's too much controversy to decide this issue right now. Anybody have any questions? Please raise your hand for which side you support. Based on what side you support, I'd like you to get into small groups and discuss for a couple minutes. After those couple minutes are over, we will get back as a large group and have a discussion. Obviously, there are valid points for both sides, but I want you to think long and hard about which side you favor, especially after all this information was thrown at you, when it comes to whether or not college athletes should be paid and if it's beneficial.